6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe, read by Sound Tavam. Island-wide travel restrictions similar to curfew will be imposed from today to Monday. Sri Lanka confirmed 2,386 new cases of coronavirus yesterday. No adverse effects reported to those who were vaccinated with the Sinopharm vaccine. The World Bank has come forward to promote the tourism industry of this country. Underworld gang leader Koskoda Taraka has been shot dead. In foreign news, rockets pound Israel after Gaza militants killed. Army Chief Chavendra Silva stated that an island-wide travel restriction will be imposed from 11 p.m. today to 4 a.m. on Monday the 17th in order to prevent further spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. The travel restrictions, similar to a curfew, will prevent people from leaving their homes, while only essential services will be allowed to travel on the roads. After Monday, the travel restriction will come into effect from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily till May 31st, the Army commander said. Meanwhile, the vaccination program will continue in some areas of the island, and those who wish to be vaccinated have been told to go to their nearest centre. The Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry reports that another 2,386 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 in Sri Lanka yesterday. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus reported in the country to 133,484. As many as 107,657 recoveries and 801 deaths have been confirmed in Sri Lanka since the outbreak of the pandemic. The Epidemiology Unit's data showed that 24,977 active cases are currently under medical care. State Minister of Production, Supply and Regulation of Pharmaceuticals, Professor Channa Jayasumana said a total of 50,493 persons have been vaccinated with the Sinopharm vaccine yesterday. Sri Lanka has vaccinated 71,203 individuals with the Chinese-produced Sinopharm vaccine in total so far. He said no major adverse effects have been reported from those who were vaccinated with this particular vaccine. State Minister Dr. Sudashini Fernando Pulle has requested the public to stay at home and support the government to control the spread of COVID-19. She says that the vaccination program is being successfully implemented. She adds that a new set of regulations have been issued for Sri Lankans and others who are returning from overseas. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank Isuru Udana gift certificates, a valuable gift for any child.
The police said the public can travel for essential purposes from today to the 31st of May, based only on the approved last digits of the ID numbers. Accordingly, on odd dates of the calendar, people with national ID number, driving license or passport ending with odd numbers can leave their homes, while those with even numbers can leave their homes on even dates. The police spokesman, DIG Ajit Rohana, said the ID system will not apply if a person is going to work. A new World Bank Group study has found that a strikingly large percentage of workers and firms operate outside the line of sight of governments in emerging market and developing economies. It is a challenge that is likely to hold back the recovery in these economies unless governments adopt a comprehensive set of policies to address the drawbacks of the informal sector. The study is the first comprehensive bank analysis examining the extent of informality and its implications for an economic recovery that supports green, resilient and inclusive development in the long term. It finds that the informal sector accounts for more than 70% of the total employment and nearly one-third of the GDP in emerging market and developing economies. That scale diminishes these countries' ability to mobilize the fiscal resources needed to bolster the economy in a crisis, to conduct effective macroeconomic policies, and to build human capital for long-term development. That's local news.
Your sister got him the most valuable gift of all.
My family will do anything for our child's future.
People's Bank Isuru Udana gift certificates, a valuable gift for any child.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The police say the notorious underworld gang leader Koskoda Taraka has been shot dead early morning today at Mirigama when he tried to attack the police while they were recovering some weapons. He was under detention order with the Palagoda Special Crimes Division at the time of the incident. Koskoda Taraka has been responsible for many crimes during the past period. A police constable had been killed and 2 other police personnel were injured in a shootout with a criminal gang led by him that tried out a daylight robbery of a jewellery shop in the Mathura town a few years ago. That came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, the Department of Labour announced that the Employees Provident Fund EPF claims section of the head office and the divisional offices of the Labour Department will remain closed today with the objective of containing the spread of COVID-19. The Commissioner General of Labour further informed that only the Employees Provident Fund sections for general claims of the head office and divisional officers will be open from Monday the 17th and that only the customers who visit the offices after obtaining a date and time will be allowed. Moving on to a bulletin of world news in the headlines. Rockets pound Israel after Gaza militants killed. Taliban capture Afghan district ahead of Eid ceasefire. And COVID vaccines mixing increases reports of mild side effects. Hamas militants have launched dozens of rockets at Israel after Israeli airstrikes killed senior commanders and felled a multi-story building in Gaza. Reports say several locations in southern Israel were hit, killing a young child in Sedot. The escalation of the fighting, which began on Monday, has prompted the UN to warn of a full-scale war. At least 65 people in Gaza, including 14 children, and 7 people in Israel have been killed since then. The Taliban have taken control of a district near the Afghan capital Kabul, a day before a 3-day ceasefire is due to begin. The militants confirmed on Tuesday that they had captured Nurk district in the Wardak province in a surprise attack. Nurk is the second district in a week to fall to the Taliban. Afghanistan is seeing increasing violence as the US and NATO prepare to pull out remaining troops by the 11th of September. Adults are more likely to report mild and moderate side effects after mixing doses of the AstraZeneca and Pfizer COVID vaccines, a study indicates. Chills, headaches and muscle pain were reported more frequently when different vaccine doses were combined. Any adverse reactions were short-lived, with no other safety concerns. Professor Matthew Snape from the Oxford Vaccine Group said that it's really intriguing finding and not something we were necessarily expecting. Back to the headlines of the world news. Rockets pound Israel after Gaza militants killed. Taliban capture Afghan district ahead of Eid ceasefire. And COVID vaccines mixing increases reports of mild side effects. That concludes this bulletin of world news. On to development news. The Sri Lanka Army has converted the Ampara Hardy College of Technology to an intermediate care centre ICC with 400 beds. The facility is now ready for urgent needs, strengthening the government's efforts to contain the spread of the virus. That came to you in development news.
Sports news is brought to you by...
When I bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchies Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchies Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Sri Lanka Cricket SLC Management Committee Chairman Professor Arjuna De Silva said that the SLC elections will be held as scheduled on May 20th. 4 provincial associations, 6 cricket associations, 22 district cricket associations, 28 controlling clubs and 22 affiliated clubs are eligible for casting votes, altogether 142 votes for the election. The R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo is set to host the entire limited-over series between India and Sri Lanka in July. Sri Lanka Cricket SLC is eager to host 3 ODIs and as many T20Is at just one venue to ensure that there is no travel involved and the bio-bubble remains secure. The Indian team is expected to reach Sri Lanka on July 5th for the series. That's sports news. We look at business news next.
My wife always sets a full lunch table, even if it's just the two of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchies Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchies Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan නෙවෙයි.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Litrogas Lanka will be introducing pipe-borne LPG supply to households and consumers in Sri Lanka, giving them access to the world-class energy solutions. Although in houses, LPG cylinders have been used in Sri Lanka for a considerable period of time, the safest and the most modern option that is operational worldwide is pipe-borne LPG that provides a safe and an easy accessible LPG solution, says Anil Koswata, Chairman and CEO of Litrogas Lanka Limited. That's business news, economic news up next.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
BOC's DGM Retail Banking, BK Gurusingh, has said the BOC would maintain its unique position as a leading facilitator of development loans and a key contributor to the national GDP. He added that during the pandemic, the bank's shift in focus was from loan recovery to business revival. The bank provides vital credit facilities contributing to the national economic development. An integral part of BOC's banking product mix, development loans, allows the bank to continuously impact the national GDP through targeting critical sectors while boosting imports and reducing the import-export deficit. That's economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says the showery conditions over the southwestern and northwestern part of the island is likely to enhance to some extent during the next few days. Showers or thundershowers at times will occur in the Sabaragamuwa, Central, Western and Northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Matara districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the Eastern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district during the evening or night. Heavy rainfalls, about 100 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the Western, Sabaragamuwa and Central provinces and in the Galle and Matara districts.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. Island-wide travel restrictions similar to curfew will be imposed from today to Monday. Sri Lanka confirmed 2,386 new cases of coronavirus yesterday. No adverse effects reported to those who were vaccinated with the Sinopharm vaccine. The World Bank has come forward to promote the tourism industry of this country. Underworld gang leader Koskoda Taraka has been shot dead. In foreign news, rockets pound Israel after Gaza militants killed. That concludes this morning's news broadcast, and now it's back to your hostess, Geethanjali Ramanayaka, across the glass pane. Good morning, Geethanjali, and it's back to you.